By some, he's been called controversial.
I'll keep my freedom, I'll keep my guns, try to keep my money and my religion too.
Now, keep in mind that some of my guests have been approached by Homeland Security or FBI saying, why are you going on the Clay Douglas show?
My message to those guys, if they're listening this morning, is go get a cup of coffee. Maybe you'll learn something.
We both took the same oath, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I don't recall there being an expiration date on that.
I'm gonna keep my big V8, keep my friends the same, keep the government out of my business, and y'all can keep the change.
He is the free American, Clay Douglas.
You know what we need, we know who to blame.
Catch the Free American Hour, weekdays at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern.
I'll keep the USA and y'all can keep the change.
For the podcast and more details, visit www.freeamerican.com or catch the podcast by phone by calling 832-999-8621.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Free American Hour. I'm your host, Clay Douglas. My guest today is Dr. Harrell Rhome. His book that he has just released is The Temple to the Talmud, Exploring Judaic Origins and History. Hello, Harrell, how are you?
Hello, good morning to you, Clay. I'm pleased to be on the program. I hope all is well with you.
Yes, sir. Things are actually going pretty well here. And considering making a move to Texas, because I still kind of, I still remember the Alamo and Waco. And,
I didn't know you were in Texas now. That's great.
Well, I'm not yet, but, I've been talking to you. We in our interviews, I've talked to you about what I think is a solution that we have, and basically getting back to biblical principles, stretching back to, all the way to Egypt, of growing our own food, being self-sufficient, being independent, and we can do it today. This is the 21st century, and I think God's alive and well on the internet. I think, we've got this ability to communicate with almost a universal mind on the internet. That's an advantage. But when we rolled into the 21st century, Harrell, we've been talking about this Talmud and this Jewish influence for thousands of years, but we're in the 21st century now, and I in the article I'm working on now, I say things are heating up. What do you think?
Things indeed are heating up, and I'll just go ahead and say it. Essentially, what we've got in Washington right now is a communist government. Both Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, neither of whom you can access their records and their theses they wrote and all of that, but they're basically Marxists. And now, once again, the Republican Party has absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, no one to put up against them. I don't think Mitt Romney is a very good candidate.
Well, let me just deal with that for a second, because Mitt Romney is a little bit more. He has assigned dual citizens to every business he's got. Bain Capital is basically controlled by Mossad, dual citizens, Jews. And they all of his money from the drugs and all that is going right into the Cayman Islands. And what do we have? He's got Clear Channel promoting him for president, and nobody, no Michael Savage, no Rush Limbaugh would have you on their show, would talk about this situation. And this has been a situation for a few thousand years. What I'd say 3 or 4. Would you?
It really has the Jewish plot in place. I'll go ahead and say that. That's not that's a quote-unquote anti-Semitic thing to say. But when you look back at the history of the Jewish religion, and again, as everyone knows, this is not quote-unquote all the Jews doing anything, but it is a significant number of them. and that is spoken of in the horribly infamous book, The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, which I believe is an authentic publication. And if you read what is in that book, and it's not all that difficult to read, you can download it off the internet, share it with others, all that good stuff, you see that the same plans are in place right now. And in my book, From the Temple to the Talmud, I have a chapter about protocols, and I write about some similar letters that were written from Spain way back in the 1500s, essentially saying the same things. It basically says, become Christians, make your children clergy.